Hey everyone, lots and lots of birds out throughout here. I love birds. I know so much facts. Something's going on with my feeder right here. It's coming out. I think it just needs cleaned. Yeah, but I can tell you about basically every bird of the Midwest. I got peanut feeders, finch feeders. I have 7 finch feeders, a bell one for just birds, nesting material, all kinds of things. I have this house one. What is going on with me? This is gross. It's need cleaned. No wonder they're not coming. This little black one. I talked to my neighbors. They had some birdhouses and bird feeders. They broke though. Yeah, basically everything. So I put all kinds of seed in here. So I found this blend at Walmart. It's got this mealworms, black rose, sunflower, safflower, millet, safflower, peanuts. It's about everything in the seed. It's like for that red seed, I've heard that they like pumpkins, but this is getting rotten, so it's kind of gross. Just need to do it like that. Birdhouse. I actually had a house right in here before. I've gotten so many tanagers, scarlet, epiotic, summer, rose-breasted grosbeaks, evening grosbeaks, dark-eyed juncos, red-breasted nuthatches. Yeah. See when it's really pretty out here in the snow. Beautiful red cardinal comes. One of my favorites. I also like the blue jay. So let's start on some facts about birds. Many of the feeder birds are simple, just like the scarlet tanager. Well, they're not very simple. Those are summer birds, so those are hard to get. I'll start off with the winter. So the main birds you're going to start off with, if you start in spring and summer, are sparrows. They'll nest all through your house. They'll just go everywhere. Robins, they're not feeder birds, but I used to have a bird bath right here, but then the squirrels broke it. But when I had that bird bath, robins would come to it, and I was always happy to see the robins. Getting a bird bath pretty soon. So those are the most simplest birds probably. So the cardinals too. So I'll name the facts about cardinals. They got beautiful red songs. If you hear chirp, chirp, kind of, it's probably them. They have a similar chirp to the yellow warbler, which I've seen here. Gray catbirds come in summer and spring. Lots and lots and lots of blue jays, nuthatches. The blue jays have beautiful blue colors, and they like to come to feeders. They always eat. They like the peanuts the best. So if you want blue jays, then put out peanuts. Nuthatches. There are 2 types of nuthatches where I live. There's the white-breasted nuthatch and the red-breasted. The white-breasted, it will probably come first. They'll just walk around your tree, they'll just trip, 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 all the way down. And they kind of sound like a Cooper's hawk. They don't sound exactly, but they sound pretty similar. Then the red-breasted nuthatch is a little bit like that. But the red-breasted nuthatch is really good with humans. They always come to this pole. They'll perch up here. I'm trying to feed the chickadees, and then they'll come right in my hand. And I put seed in my hand. They really enjoy coming to my feeders. So I just recently got the red-breasted nuthatches. They're just like the white-breasted. It's like they're kind of red down their stomach, and they can walk down the tree like them too. And they're smaller. They're one of the smallest birds I've seen. Now the ruby-throated hummingbird's pretty small. I've seen them, but they're the most likely ones. If you have a hummingbird feeder, they're very likely to make a nest just by it. Like, I have certain recipes for it. My nesting material ball, lots of things come to that. Mostly chickadees and stuff like that. I have two types of chickadees, the black capped and the Carolina. So the Carolina chickadees are the main ones I see. I see the black capped in winter. So the Carolina chickadees, they're almost identical to the black capped. They have the same chirp and everything. Although I've heard one's chirp sounds a little bit different from the other. It's not really important about like knowing what kind of chickadee, because I usually only see one kind, and that's the Carolina chickadee. They come everywhere. And finches. Where I'm from, I have tons of finches. Mostly, well, I started off with house finches. They would always come to the stock one. I didn't have any finch feeders. I had two of these two right here, and then I bought these two, and then I bought one singular one at Walmart, and I really like those. So, thinking about changing finch seed, because wintertime is coming. See this finch one? I got this one from my neighbor. I used to have one, but it broke. We'll see around. I mostly put Niger in here. Mostly the birds that come. I've gotten a couple white-breasted nuthatches, surprisingly. I've gotten chickadees, house finches, purple finches, goldfinches, evening grosbeaks, dark-eyed juncos, and common redpolls. So those are the main finches I get. I've gotten some other things. My bell feeder. The bell feeder is a pretty cool one. See, it's got lots of seed. It can hold some seed. Lots of sparrows come to that. This one. This holds all kinds of stuff. This is the main blind I put in here. This is my favorite blind, because it's got just about every seed in it. Now this one mainly won't attract like your favorite birds like the cardinal, but it will attract like nut birds like blue jays and stuff like that, and doves. So where I'm from, there's only one type of dove, the mourning dove, and they're not very smart. Like, they can't hear that much. They can hear quiet, but if they see me walk out that door, they get scared, and they just like peck at the ground. They just recently, for whatever reason, they're starting to come to feeders. It's kind of surprising me. I found them on here, this feeder, and they're going crazy. I've had blackbirds, common grackles, European starlings, gray-headed brown-headed cowbirds, and they do just a couple weeks ago, I had flocks of them. That's why most of my feeders are gross and empty. They just ate everything. I mean everything. They consumed it. Like, it's just as crazy. It was crazy. I opened the door and I hear red, green, blackbird, all that kind of stuff. I know some more stuff like the scarlet tanager. I'll get to the hard birds to hit now. So the scarlet tanager and the yellow warblers, the indigo bunting, those are pretty hard to get. Like, they mostly like this kind of seed, but I've only seen them a couple times. Indigo bunting. The grosbeaks are really easy though. Grosbeaks are pretty easy. You just have to have seed for like in fall. I've heard that's a good time, is fall. They migrate all around. See these finch ones? Yeah. So I have some more, but not all of them are up. My hummingbird ones and stuff like that, and all that kind of good stuff. This is fun, and I love to always watch the birds on my deck. And I'll give you my Suet recipe in a couple minutes. So then let's get to the catbirds. Catbirds are almost impossible to get. You have to have like nectar feeders, the Baltimore Orioles and orchard Orioles like those, and so do the Bullocks Orioles. I have all kinds of stuff. This is really, really, really fun to have. And lots of trees. I love trees, wildflowers. Nesting material bars. I just love birds. See, I have this feeder. My aunt bought this for me. I've seen a lot of things come to this. So I've heard that there's this really good seed. I went to this place. Like, do you know in different countries how they have different bird seed? Like, yeah, they have different bird seed. So it's because it's different there. Their birds are different. And one time I bought that, and my birds went crazy over it. Like, they loved it. They emptied it in a day. It was really cool. They literally emptied it all in a day. And my Suet recipe right here. So here are the steps. You get some peanut butter, crunchy peanut butter, creamy, doesn't matter. And then you get 1 cup of that. You can also double or triple this recipe. You get 1 cup of that. And then you get vegetable shortening. You do 1 cup of that. You melt it. Then you mix it together. And then you get 1/3 of a cup of sugar. And then you mix it with the suet and lard. Well, not suet and lard. Suet and vegetable short. Oh, let's try it again. Peanut butter and vegetable shortening. You mix it with that. You stir it all up. And then the birds, like, that's like what I put sometimes in peanuts when I put them on feeders. So I put on them. And they really love to eat those. I see a lot of those. Then there's some other bird. Then like other birds will eat that. So Suet recipe, those 2 parts of it. If you put that on your seed, there's like they'll eat that maybe. I'm not sure. It'll be more stickier. So for like hole feeders that have holes in them, like little tiny holes in them, not like kind of like my Finch ones, but bigger and metal. I would do that. But here's the Suet recipe. You do the peanut butter and all vegetable shortening, and then you add 1/3 of a cup sugar. Then you mix that up. Then you add 1 cup all-purpose flour. Wait, no, 2 cups all-purpose flour. Then you add 2 cups oatmeal, and then you mix all that up. Then you add 2 cups of birdseed. You stir all that up really well, and then you freeze it. And then you cut it into little squares. And my birds love it. And I also let's get to the some more birds. So the Orioles. Now where I'm from, I have lots of Bullocks Orioles, Baltimore Orioles, Orchard Orioles, but they migrate. Except for the Orchard Oriole, stays in Cleveland, which I visit sometimes, Cleveland, Tennessee. And they'll go over there. That's where I see them. And I see this birdhouse. I've had house wrens and wrens. I forgot to name the wrens. So wrens and Orioles aren't very similar. They're pretty different. Although the Orioles are often confused with the robins, mostly the Baltimore Oriole. But it's kind of like a lot of people get annoyed by it because they think they're robins. They go, oh, I see an Oriole. Oh, that's a robin. And then they think, because everyone gets so excited about seeing Orioles because they have an Oriole feeder and it's just a robin. It's happened to me before. And if you put orange, like half an orange, and then you put grape jelly mixed with orange, I'll put it up there. And I've got all kinds of Orioles, grosbeaks, catbirds. Yeah, mostly the gray catbird is what I get. I have basically every bird you can imagine. For whatever reason, if you've ever seen a northern flicker, those are pretty cool birds. I've had one like right up there, and then it flew away, and I'm like, oh, that's a northern flicker, I'm so excited. And then he came back one day, just pecking in the grass, rainy day, and he's just been coming back since. It's pretty common. You can hear lots of blue jays, as already named. Then the wrens, house wrens, Carolina wrens, that's mostly all I have. Yeah, that's all the wrens I have that are common. I've had peewees, and the wrens will just eat about just everything. If you put stuff on the deck, like up there, and you put like sunflower seeds and stuff, they'll like, blue jays go crazy over it. Woodpeckers, red-bellied woodpeckers. The red-bellied woodpeckers are really fun to have. Like, they'll just eat your suet. It's really, really funny to see them. They just like, it's funny. They'll just like run. They'll put bugs in it, and then other woodpeckers will come and eat the bugs out of it. I have the downy woodpecker, tiniest bird in North America. They come mostly at my suet, but they'll come at seeds and stuff like that. I have my hairy woodpeckers, pretty rare, almost identical to the downy woodpecker, except the hairy woodpecker is bigger, and its chirp is just like a sudden chirp, chirp, or like eek, eek. Purple martins. So I'm getting a purple martin house. I had one last year, but it broke, so I'm getting another one. But I've gotten tons of those. Sparrows. I've had a ton of stuff. Indigo buntings, tree swallows. Tree swallows are pretty cool. I've seen one in that birdhouse right up there. It like flew in it and then came back out. I have tons of cool birds throughout here. I'm thinking about storing it in this trash can right here, all my bird seed. So then it takes like forever to run out. And you can hear woodpeckers pecking in the background. There's, what else is there? What is there? What other kind of woodpeckers? Oh, the red-headed. I've had him all the way up my walnut tree. Yellow-bellied sapsucker. Now those I've only seen a couple times, and I love seeing their pretty colors. Their belly is kind of yellowish. Woodpeckers are all throughout here. Now chickadees are like mini woodpeckers. Titmice, I have the tufted titmice and the brittle titmice throughout here, and they love it. They always come. Deans just will go crazy. Squirrels, I hate pesky squirrels. Either you love them or you hate them. And that's why I threw pumpkins throughout there in the field to keep them away from my feeders, and it seems to have worked. And so these were this was my second feeder, and this was my third. I got them in a pretty weird order. Overall, I have 24. And I just love feeding birds, just love it. It's just like a random thing that's called out to me. I like nesting them, raising them. Can hear the blue jays going crazy because I'm over here, they want food. Listen, they're going crazy. I've had meadowlarks. For whatever reason, I woke up one morning, a meadowlark was sitting right up here on my birdhouse. I've had mockingbirds. Now they can mimic kind of like blue jays. They can sound like blue jays, kind of very similar. They fooled me one time. I thought I was gonna see the what do they call it? There's this really rare bird. I forget what it's called, but there's only they're almost dead. There's I guess there's less than 200 of them in where I live. There's less than 200 of them in the state that I live in, and it's pretty sad because I thought I was gonna see one, and then the next day I saw one. There's the mockingbird mocking it, and then the next day I saw one. And so there's raccoons. I hate raccoons. They went like this. I've had so many feeders that have broken. I bought a real expensive nut and berry mix, $20, and I had it all throughout these feeders, and they destroyed it. They completely destroyed all my feeders one time. One time he carried off my bell when I just got it. He carried it in my field, and I look and I'm like, why would you carry it in my field, you dumb raccoon? So now I'm trying to prevent them. And then I always clean them. There's this house finch, mostly house finches, other birds too, but there's a house finch eye disease, and it kind of looks like this. Check back together. See that? This scene right here? Kind of looks like that, but back together, but on its eye. And they're not able to see. If you see that, take your feeders down. Take the feeder that is on down immediately, wash it, and put new seed in. Because that means it's going to get contagious to all the other birds. I wonder what those blue jays are doing. And there's the pileated woodpecker. So I'm not really sure how to pronounce pileated. I've had them all throughout this tree, nesting everywhere. There's all kinds of stuff that just nests out here. I have downies. It's pretty crazy. You would not believe the amount if you saw them. And I have some other themes. Got this book. Let me show you them. If I see a bird that I've seen before, I'll let you know through it. Painted bunny and bald eagle. I've seen those. A wild bald eagle. Now, I don't get ducks. Well, I've seen a common loon in my creek over there, but that's not really that cool. So, look. Red-winged blackbird, European starling. I've seen those. They're like blackbirds. See, blue jay. Basically everything I named. Tanagers, peewees, flycatchers. Oh yeah, I've seen the greater, what are they called? Flycatcher. Great casted flycatcher, I think. And I've seen peewees, eastern wood peewees mostly. I've seen a ton of stuff. And they mainly eat, wrens and stuff will eat like bigger seeds, blue jays, like sunflower seeds I discovered. Put them out on my deck, right in that railing up there. See that? I put it all throughout there, and just tons of things eat it. Top to tip look like very many blue jays that are gray. Hummingbirds, owls, no, I've seen those. I've seen hummingbirds. Mourning dove, yeah. I'm not really any seabirds. I don't live by an ocean or anything. Live by a great lake. Killdeer. I forgot. So killdeer love to, like, if you place gravel out in your yard, they're almost positive, you're almost positive that they'll come. Green ducks, pheasants will come, northern bob white. Now hawks. If you see a hawk, you immediately want to get it away. They're going to eat your birds. Like, I saw one and I was like amazed. And then I wanted to go take a picture, and then it flew off. I'm like, no, I thought he was going to eat some food from my feeders, and I would have had him as a normal visitor. That's not what he was doing. He was going to eat my birds, I found out. So once I scared him away, he hasn't come back since. I will not let him. I've heard chirps though. Could be the blue jay just mimicking him, or something else. Now wildflowers. We don't have a lot of wildflowers. We love mums and stuff like that. Pickleweed. Like, I don't really see any of these. Like, I'm not very good with flowers, but I'm pretty good. So I'm not as good as my birds. Squirrel corn. I've seen Joe Pye weed. Those attract birds. Now there's this one with berries that, like, attracts a ton of stuff. Like, and goldfinches will come and indigo buntings will come, and marigolds. I have these pink flowers with like spiky things on top in the middle, but like a bunch of spikes. They'll eat that. Not a lot of birds eat these. I'm not sure what these really are. I think it's like maybe a nice honeysuckle. We have tons of honeysuckle. Acorns. Acorn woodpeckers eat those. Tons of acorn woodpeckers. They're very pretty. Yeah, it's just about every feeder bird. Yellow warblers are very hard to get. Not necessarily feeder birds, but it's happened before. And I really, really like yellow warblers. They're very cute. Like, love their little yellow. They're just super duper pretty. We'll make some other videos. Hope you guys enjoyed this. We'll catch you back in the next video. Bye. Hold on just a sec. Leave in the comments. Please leave a like. If I get over 1,000 views and 500 likes, do some maybe scary videos, more bird videos. So bye.